So I want to share 10 ways to get more views and friends on Snapchat. This is Leslie Samuel here from becomeablogger.com, where we're changing the world one blog at a time. Let's get to those 10 ways. The first way has to do with the way Snapchat is set up. Now, Snapchat is not like many other social networks where you can connect it to your email and then automatically import all of your friends into the account. It's a little bit more of a manual process. And because of that, it allows you to connect with people in different ways. So one of the things that I would encourage you to do if you're trying to grow your friends and your views on Snapchat is to leverage your other social media properties and your other online properties. So for example, here's my Facebook page and look at my profile. I have my Snap code right there on my Twitter profile. I have the same thing. This is on my website. I have my Snap code so people can easily find me and connect me. If you already have an audience, connect with that audience and encourage them to connect with you on Snapchat. If you have an email list, you can send it to your email list. There, whatever platform you have, whatever way that you're already connecting online, leverage those to grow your Snapchat following, and that will grow your views and the engagement that you have on the platform. So that's number one. Number two is something that I've seen a lot of marketers do, and my good friend Cliff Ravenscraft, the podcast Answer Man, what he does is he takes his stories and he repurposes those stories by uploading them on Facebook and on YouTube. So if he already has an audience there, which he already does, putting his entire stories or edited versions of his stories on this platform is a good way of showing people what he's currently doing on Snapchat and encouraging them to follow him over there. And you can see up here, he says, follow me on Snapchat. My username is Cliff EOTC. And if you'd like to follow him, of course, you can go ahead and add that username. So take your stories and repurpose them on other platforms, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Upload those videos or versions of those videos to once again extend what you did in the first point, which is leveraging those other networks. So that is number two. Number three, you are creating content. You're most likely creating content on multiple social media channels and maybe on your blog or whatever the case might be. I want to encourage you to do something a little exclusive on Snapchat. Provide somewhat of a different kind of information over there. Now, that different information might be just behind the scenes stuff. It might be where you're sharing with them things that you don't share anywhere else. Because once people start to realize that they're getting different exclusive details or info or resources on Snapchat, they're gonna want to follow you over there. So that's number three. Let's move on to number four. If you go into your settings in Snapchat, you're gonna have a bunch of different options. The one, if you're trying to market yourself, I would encourage you to change this setting here to view my story, or make sure it is set so that everyone can view your story. That way people can easily find you and see what you're doing, as opposed to restricting it to just the people that you are connecting with. Now, of course, this is a personal preference. For me, I am trying to get my message out there to as many people as possible. So I make it so that everyone can view my story. So that's number four. Number five is something that you're at least watching right now. Educate your audience about how to use Snapchat. Introduce them to the platform, because I can almost guarantee you that there are people that are connected with you or that would like to connect with you that don't really know about Snapchat, or maybe they're a bit confused about how you do it. That is why I created this series of tutorial videos to help people and to inform my audience and educate my audience so that they can connect with me on Snapchat as well. So we are halfway there. We got 5 out of the 10. Let's go to number 6. Do Q&A sessions right there on Snapchat. Let people know, hey, I'm going to be answering your questions on this particular topic. If you have a question, go ahead and snap me back and ask me that question. And then you can respond to them right there on Snapchat in your story so that everyone can see that. That's going to increase engagement. It's going to increase your authority with your audience because you're giving them high value content and you're answering their questions. That is a great way to connect with your audience at a deeper level. That's number 6. Let's move on to number 7. Hold contests. Now, this is something that you can do in your story. Ask people to snap you back maybe the answer to a question. You can give your followers a challenge, have them snap back a picture or a video of them doing something specific, and you will select a winner. That is another great way to increase engagement, another great way to increase the enthusiasm of your followers and get them to view more of your snaps. That's number 7. Let's move on to number 8. Number 8 almost seems a bit primitive. And I am a self-professed business card hater, but I know it's still somewhat of a necessary evil. What you can do is you can actually get a high-resolution version of your Snap code and you can print it on your business cards. Now, Snapchat allows you to do that. On the desktop, you can go to becomeablogger.com/snapcode. I made that URL because the actual URL is a bit long and harder to remember. So if you go to becomeablogger.com/snapcode, that is going to prompt you to log into Snapchat, and then you can download high-resolution versions of your Snap code, and then you can print that on your business card so when you go to events, people can easily scan your Snap code and add you as a friend. Number 9 is very similar to this, but just a little different. This is one that was recommended to me by Carlos Gil, and that is to create a sticker of your Snap code. Now, the service that I use for doing this is stickerapp.com, and it's relatively affordable, and you can see the results right here. I have my Snap code right there on my laptop along with the URL to my blog. Yes, it's blatant self-promotion, and I don't got a problem with it. So why not? Print out a sticker. Use that on your laptop. Use that on your luggage or whatever it is you're using that you're going to be maybe going to events that others can see, that they can easily add you as a friend on Snapchat. All right. Are you ready for number 10? Number 10, we're just bringing it back home to what this is all about, because we're trying to nurture relationships with our audience. We're trying to connect and engage. How do you do that? By sharing your life, sharing your story. It's not just about you being the expert that can share the top 5 ways to do X, Y, and Z. Share, mix things up a little bit. For example, over here you have me recording my podcast episode. Nothing fancy, just me recording. Here I'm showing my screen on my computer and how I'm organizing my editorial calendar. Over here I'm on a date night with my wife at home. And then as you go on, you see I'm sharing different types of content, like me using an app for my podcast, or me cooking with my son, or me just talking about a specific topic, or me engaging with someone on Skype in a conversation. It's all about mixing it up. It's all about just sharing you and sharing what you're passionate about, and letting people see the genuine person behind the blogger, behind the marketer, behind the salesman, but to see that real person. So there you have it, 10 ways to get more views and friends on Snapchat. I hope you got a lot of value from that. And actually, there's a way that you can get one more friend right now. And that's by following me on Snapchat. My username is Leslie Samuel, and I'd love to connect with you over there. So this is Leslie Samuel from becomeablogger.com, where we're changing the world one blog at a time. And until next time, take care and God bless.